Hello and welcome to Lincoln to Local. I'm Hannah Davis, joined by Steve Thompson to bring you an update of this week's work at the state capitol. So Steve, the bulk of the work this week and right now going on at the legislature is in committees. And this year we're seeing some good work come out of the Ag Committee. So can you share some of that with our Farm Bureau members?
Yes, Hannah. We're very lucky in Oklahoma agriculture to have two champions in House Ag Committee Chair Representative Dale Curbs and Senate Ag Committee Chair Casey Murdoch. We're really proud of the way that they've been able to build a community around ag leaders and production agriculture at the Capitol, and we've had a large number of bills this year that have worked through that process the first few weeks of session. And a lot of the things that they deal with sometimes aren't really exciting and make the newspaper or the evening news, but little changes in the way perhaps an agency like the Department of Agriculture works makes a great deal of impact to our members around the state. And they bring all the people together in the room, negotiate things out, and we feel very proud to be a part of that group working at the Capitol, and have spent a large amount of time really the first couple of weeks working with the nuts and bolts of a large number of bills this year through the Ag Committees.
For sure. And last week we talked about an ad valorem tax bill that was being considered, and again this week we saw an additional bill being considered. So can you explain what that bill would do?
Yeah, it's really a disturbing trend right now. It seems like a new one of those gets advanced every week so far this year. And this one is one that we dealt with successfully and defeated last year, is back again. Would go for county hazard mitigation districts to do some preventive work on floods and tornadoes and other natural disasters. But the dangerous side of this is it would impact a large amount of the property that our members have. It would basically create a new tax on every acre in the county, particularly in the unincorporated areas. And our members would much prefer to voluntarily work with our friends at the conservation districts and the State Conservation Commission for those type of land stewardship projects than to have a mandatory tax that's handed over to the county in hopes that they turn around and do some good work with that. So we'll be engaging with that, and are currently building a coalition of a number of other ag groups, the State Chamber of Commerce, and a few others to voice those current concerns at the Capitol in coming weeks.
We're also seeing some conversations surrounding trespass laws in Oklahoma. What do Farm Bureau members need to know about that?
Yes, this is a topic that we've worked on for many years, and it's been a little while since this has emerged. And a bill was proposed that would create an additional posting option for certain types of property. And while the spirit of this is certainly a good one that would try to help landowners, our members would much prefer to delete the existing posting requirements on certain types of land. We have accomplished something years back for farming, ranching, and forestry land where you do not have to have a posted no trespassing sign, but for yards, gardens, and open fields, you still have that posting requirement. And our members truly believe that if it's not your property and you don't have permission, there should not be any legal loopholes that would allow you to be there. So we're working with the authors and the committee chairman to try to improve that, but we're concerned that it might further confuse landowners and create additional options that really take the law in the wrong direction.
So for a number of years, Farm Bureau members have really encouraged the legislature to look at ideas that will help expand and bring better access to health care in their rural communities. And this week we saw somewhat of a win on a bill that made it out of committee. What does that look like?
Speaker McCall has championed what they call a rural doctor tax credit for a number of years, and one of his top lieutenants, a great member from Northeast Oklahoma, Terry O'Donnell, advanced a bill this week that would create a tax credit for doctors that operate in certain smaller populated counties. And as our folks know, that issue has really grown on our priority list a number of years, and so we're excited to be trying to think of new ways that we can incentivize folks, particularly younger doctors who might be more familiar with an urban setting, to consider rural Oklahoma. We know they come out with a pretty big college bill, and so if this could financially help them pay off their college loans, we would certainly welcome them into our rural communities, and hopefully they'd make a home there and help us with health care for years to come.
As we wrap this up, Farm Bureau members this year have a new opportunity to engage directly with you and your staff that work at the Capitol every day each week. So can you fill them in on how they can get involved in that new opportunity?
Fridays at noon. This time of year, we sure hope that you're able to get inside for a little bit in the middle of the day, as cold as it is, and we'll have an option for you to either get on your computer or pick up your phone and call in at noon, visit with the public policy staff about the events of the week, ask any questions that's on your mind, and we'll give you an update of some of the details of these bills. We'd encourage everybody to reach out to either their area field representative or their county office can also get them that information on how they participate in those calls.
All right. Well, thank you, Steve, and thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Lincoln to Local.